What's going on YouTube? It's KB Baby here, and today we're going to be talking about something that I covered a couple months ago, back when it was breaking news, and that's that Elon Musk's Twitter deal and the fact that he is trying be the key word, terminate his deal with Twitter. This is due to what he claims to be a high amount of spam on the platform, bot accounts for lack of a better term, and he believes the information he's gathered is not in accordance with the deal he came to with Twitter, and so he wants to back out of the deal and not buy Twitter. But Twitter seems to be quite intent on making sure the deal goes through because, at this point, they want to get their money, I suppose. It also probably is just like a hassle, kind of out of spite, just they don't like Elon. I feel like that's pretty obvious at this point. They seem to be doing everything in their power to spite him. So at this point, if he doesn't want Twitter, I guess giving them would be in line with that spite that we've seen, I guess, so far. Because, one of the things I'll try to do in this video is recap some of the things I haven't talked about, because to be honest, it's been kind of like a slow drip of newsfeed. Like, there's been leaked audio, leaked interviews with people that have been working on Twitter, well, more so working at Twitter, excuse me, and some of them are funny. Like, there was this guy that basically called Elon Musk handicapped because of his Asperger's, which I don't take offense to, even though I have Asperger's, but it's like that's a funny thing to think about. And just like this supposedly inclusive company just completely bashing somebody over their mental disability, it's kind of crazy. But I guess, without further ado, let's get into, I guess, the main meat and potatoes of that, and let's just read this article. Elon Musk officially tries to bail on buying Twitter. He accuses the company of false and misleading statements. And I'll give you my opinion on all of this, as we go along. Elon Musk is officially trying to pull out of his $44 billion agreement to purchase Twitter. In a filing Friday afternoon with the Securities and Exchange Commission, Musk's team claims that he is terminating the deal because Twitter was in material breach of their agreement and had made false and misleading statements during their negotiations. This would, if I had to guess, be primarily due to the bot accounts. I said that a little earlier, but for those of you who don't know, in fact, I could actually attest to this, because I don't promote my Twitter on my YouTube channel or pretty much anywhere. Nobody, it's never real accounts that follow me on Twitter. In the last couple months, especially, for some reason, it feels like I'm just getting a bot account following me almost 2 or 3 bot accounts a week, which is weird because it didn't used to be that bad. So it's are more bot accounts active now that Elon Musk has been asking questions? I don't know. It's just a weird bit of correlation. I don't know what to really make of it. But yeah, it's I went from having 30 or between 30 and 40 followers. Now I'm at 55, right? It's I'm a small guy, right? I don't have really a big, audience or whatever, but it's still kind of weird, honestly. I don't really get it, right? I'm not the biggest tech savvy guy in the world. It's just I've noticed it's just an increase. I don't know what to tell you, right? So I can only speak, from my experience, but it's there seems to be a lot of bots on Twitter at the very least, right? For nearly 2 months, and actually, you know what? One more thing, before I continue with this article. I know it's a massive problem because I don't have this problem anywhere else, right? Even on my YouTube channel, I look at YouTube Studio and I can kind of see where based on the analytics where somebody might subscribe to my channel. There's probably bots, of course. Obviously, no website or social media platform doesn't have bots. But it's I go to my fucking Instagram or Snapchat and nobody adds me, right? There's no bots adding me, rather, right? So it's I don't get it, right? So I do think Twitter probably has a bot problem. For nearly 2 months, Mr. Musk has sought data and information necessary to make an independent assessment of the prevalence of fake or spam accounts on Twitter's platform. Musk's legal team writes, Twitter has failed or refused to provide this information. I think the article is going to talk about it in a little bit, but it's unclear if this Twitter's refusal or the lack of information Twitter has given Elon Musk in this regard is enough. for him to back out of the deal. It's unclear. Twitter still hopes to close the deal. Here we go. Despite Musk's attempt termination, Twitter board chairman Brett Taylor wrote that the company will pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement and feels confident that we will prevail in court. The Twitter board is committed to closing the transaction on the price and terms agreed upon with Mr. Musk and plans to pursue legal action to enforce the merger agreement. We are confident and we will prevail in the Delaware court of Chancy, whatever. I don't know. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that. Musk has been setting the stage to abandon his deal just weeks after he signed the agreement, claiming that Twitter released misleading stats about the prevalence of spam bots in their platform. I agree! It's entirely unclear, however, that Musk can legally abandon his agreement simply because he's unhappy about the presence of spam on Twitter, something he could have investigated prior to signing the deal. The Verge has reached out to Twitter for the comment. Yeah, that's a important detail. Like, we don't know if Musk can legally go through with the termination, which is why the title's a bit of a question. I'm assuming that's what I'm going to title it. I'm going to put a big old question mark there, hopefully. If I don't forget, I won't forget, because I'm a genius, obviously. But, yeah, it's like... also at this point, I feel like even though Musk probably has like good reason between all of the like absolute shit, like the Twitter deal seems to be more trouble than it's worth at this point because of some of the leaked things. I already told you about like one of the staff members being ableist, right? But like, and I don't cry about ableism or anything like that often, but it's just like that's probably as close to being, you know, ableist as you get, right? But in general, they all, like, talk about how we need to protect Twitter's bias, basically. You know, that's not exactly what they say, but I'm cutting through the subtlety of what they're saying. They're basically, like, they're political partisans, I guess, and it goes only one way. They're not out here trying to protect right-wing Twitter accounts. It seems like there are a bunch of left-wing people that are probably activists, right? I'm pretty sure it's, like, 98% of the donations out at the Twitter's company goes to Democrat candidates, right? So it's like, it's not like a company that is, you know, intent on, you know, being fair about their application of the rules, it seems. And like, most social media sites aren't, but with Twitter, it's just especially bad, right? This is a statement from Twitter, I'm assuming. Twitter has gone to great lengths to show the compliance with Musk's request. God, I'm getting dyslexic. In early June, the company opened up Firehose access to its server so that Musk could receive and analyze every tweet as it's posted. The company has continuously tried to reassure the public that its spam and bots are under control. On Thursday, it told the press that it was blocking over 1 million spam accounts per day. And in May, CEO wrote a long thread about how Twitter determines how many users are its bots. It's incumbent that must prove that Twitter has breached their agreement, as he can't just pull out of the signed agreement because he feels like it, and there's good reason for Twitter to want to keep their agreement together. The deal was potentially a lucrative one for Twitter shareholders, offering $54.20 per share, and up from the $36 it would have been. There's also $1 billion on the line if the for a breakup fee, right? On some level, the accusation has, you know, been more of a game, and and from there on, it kind of goes into their, like, opinion, right? But this is my opinion. This is my YouTube channel, and I know I've been reading an article for the most of this video, so the irony of, you know, talking about opinions is not lost on me. But hey, I wanted to give you the information so you know that I'm not talking out of my ass, which is a thing that I feel like I could have done a lot better of, but hey, I didn't have a computer back then where I can just pull up articles, so hey. But yeah, like, overall, I guess my thoughts on the whole deal is that, like, I think, actually, Elon Musk, if he were to acquire Twitter, that would be good for the company. Well, actually, my primary feeling is that it would be good for the users of the platform, because I feel like Twitter is not really interested in, you know, improving the platform and making money off of it, you know. They're more interested in keeping the status quo and, like, keeping, like, the political power they have, or, like, the influence, I guess, rather. Because it's like one of the largest social media sites on, I guess, the planet, right? Yeah, the planet, right? I was going to say the country, but it is the planet. The only exception's probably some of the stuff that is exclusive in China that is, like, got the government seal of approval, right? And the only other one that's in America would probably be Facebook or Meta. Yeah, I think the deal would be good for the users, because it's like Twitter's not really interested in like doing anything interesting. They had like stories, right, or like TikTok short form content, and it completely failed. Like that was less than a year ago, right? And then they introduced Spaces, which were kind of okay, but it's like Twitter has, like, for the longest time, from like 2016 to 2020, it's like Twitter was not interested in innovating or improving, like, at all. It was very minor changes. Like, it was a big change when they went from like 144 character limit to like 288. It's like, I don't know. Like, Twitter's like been shooting themselves in the foot like for far too long, honestly. And it's like having some sort of change, especially a person like Elon Musk, who is probably self-serving for the most part, like most billionaires are, but I do think he has at least a much better grasp of freedom of speech than like half the people at Twitter do. So that's a big bonus, right? It's not just because, oh, he'll make sure my guys, stay on the platform. It's like everybody, right? Because like people that even aren't political, if you make a wrong joke or go after somebody for like, if you make a mean-spirited comment, right, that isn't like that intense, that could be enough to get a ban, depending on what the comment is. Especially if it's like, I'm trying to think of one that I can say on YouTube that would get me banned on Twitter, but not banned on YouTube, because social media sites, and I guess if you want to call YouTube a social media site, it's also video distribution. It's complicated, right? But there's a lot of things that on YouTube I feel like get you banned nowadays too, because like I'm thinking about the Act-Man stuff. I guess moral of the story is that social media websites are in a bad place, and I feel like any sort of change at this point would be good. And unfortunately, there's a chance that might not happen, but there's also a chance that Elon Musk is just gonna have to fucking bite the bullet and like, buy Twitter anyway. Which, honestly, if he does, I hope he can improve the platform, because, it's one of the primary avenues that I use for my content, because it's the public square for the most part. Besides Twitter being the public square, the only other two things are YouTube and Facebook, and this is a video on YouTube, and I couldn't be bothered with Facebook, honestly. So, overall, I think if Elon Musk is forced to buy the deal, be good, and if he's not forced to buy the deal, that kind of sucks, giving Twitter money that they didn't earn, but I do think the deal will probably go through. So something about me just feels like it's a hunch. It's not really based on anything. I just feel like it will go through. Like that seems like the kind of luck Elon's had with this entire deal. It's been real rotten luck, so I don't see that changing, right? Anyways, I've been KB Baby. God bless your soul. Stay rad. Don't be radicalized. If you're new, subscribe. If you enjoyed the comment, leave a like. No, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like and comment and tell me about what you like and what you didn't. Anyways, I'm signing off. Peace.